This is Sam Whitwer, and you are listening to Page Turners. They were not.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brennan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. Welcome to A Larger World, presented by Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. So the other day, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, who plays Sabine Wren in live-action Star Wars, announced that Ahsoka Season 2 is going to start filming next year. Now, I don't know the exact origins of her quote, but it sounds, as far as I'm aware, to be pretty legit. This is exciting news. I know there was some concern that, business being what it is, that the show might not continue. And I'm hoping that this report is true and that nothing changes in the interim. Meaning, I hope that there doesn't come a point within the next year that the plug gets pulled. So let's just assume for a moment, let's just assume that nothing will change and that this is exactly what will happen. I'm really excited because I really did like the Ahsoka show. And I went back and I rewatched it recently. And boy, it really holds up. And really explores the more mystical and fantastic side of Star Wars. With, of course, a lot of familiar faces. And also getting to see several characters such as Sabine Wren, Ezra Bridger, and Grand Admiral Thrawn brought into live action. Very well, I should say. I think that Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera, Iman Eslahani as Ezra, and Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn all brought the characters to life on the screen in an extremely good way. They felt like they just came straight out of the cartoons into live action and that there was really no difference. Meaning that they felt perfect for the roles. And the characters felt perfect. Brought to life. Now, Lars Mikkelsen had done the voice of Grand Admiral Thrawn and got to play the character in live action. And he did a great job. They all did great. And the whole fantastical story, the fact that Thrawn was in another galaxy, Peridia, which is like a land of fairy tales almost. You know, it gets back to the root of Star Wars. The idea that Star Wars is a fairy tale. Also bringing in very Lord of the Rings elements. And getting to see more of the Night Sisters of Dathomir acting almost as the three fates out of Greek mythology or the Norns out of Norse mythology. Incredible stuff, really. And it ends, of course, on a cliffhanger. Sabine and Ahsoka are trapped on Peridea, being hunted by Shin Hati, and teaming up with the villagers, the Noti, while Thrawn actually manages to return to the main galaxy, no doubt to wreak havoc on the New Republic. Ezra has returned home, thankfully. And, of course, Hera's there to fight the good fight. Meanwhile, on Peridea, Baylan Skoll, the MVP of the show, if you ask me, in terms of a show stealer, I should say, is off trying to find a tower that will end the cycle of violence. Supposedly end the cycle of violence in the galaxy. Ray Stevenson unfortunately passed away. And there is a report from Star Wars Holocron, so take this with a grain of salt, that he will be recast. I think that's the best choice. I don't want to see a CGI recreation of him, and I don't want them to write his story out. I don't want them to leave his story hanging. So hopefully this recast rumor is correct. But regardless, I'm very happy to hear Natasha say that they are going to start filming next year. Now, provided nothing happens in between now and then. This is exciting news because this is exactly what a lot of people were worried about, myself included, that it would not happen. But it looks like it will. Now, the situation with the Acolyte being discontinued, I think there was some concern on what other Star Wars shows or movies are going to get the plug pulled on them. Well, it looks like Ahsoka won't be one of those things. Now, Dave Filoni is basically in charge at Lucasfilm, and I cannot imagine anybody telling Dave, you can't make a second season of this show. I don't know what the numbers are, because a lot of times it comes down to money. But I'm assuming that there is enough of a fan base to the Dave Filoni Star Wars creations that we don't have to worry about it being canceled. Now, as I said, things can always change. But regardless, I'm excited to have another season of this show because I cannot wait to see where the story goes. Now, the biggest question I have on my mind is, okay, Thrawn has escaped from Peridea. Is this show going to be just about Ahsoka and Sabine on Peridea with Shin and Baylan and the Noti? Or is it going to cut back and forth between what's going on with Thrawn in the main galaxy, Thrawn and Hera and Ezra, and then cut back to stuff on Peridea? Or is it just going to be focused on just the Peridea stuff? And maybe another show will tell the story of Thrawn back in the galaxy. Now, as we know in The Mandalorian Season 3, the Imperial remnants are waiting for Thrawn to return so that he could unite them and launch a war on the New Republic. This, I think, is going to happen. How they're going to tell that story, I don't know. So I have a lot of questions about what they're going to do in Ahsoka Season 2. But nonetheless, to explore more of the fantasy elements of Star Wars is something I'm very much looking forward to. All of these actors are amazing in their roles. I can't wait to get more of them. And who knows what other surprises there will be. In Season 1, I didn't know that Ahsoka was going to end up in the world between worlds, meeting up with the spirit of Anakin Skywalker. So I don't know what other surprises are around the corner. But nonetheless, if everything turns out right, I am so excited to get another season of this amazing show. And I'm glad that it looks like it's going to happen. So, those are my thoughts. My name is Brennan Moore, that noisy hearings live ventilator. Let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in to A Larger World, presented by Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. May the Force be with you.